As I know you're aware, the House just voted to provide additional funding for Supreme Court justices, additional security for them after Justice Kavanaugh was nearly assassinated. 27 Democrats voted no on that at the same time as Democrats are trying to push security for abortion clinics. So we need security to protect the Democrats' right, quote unquote, to kill children, but not for SCOTUSes who are about to be killed by attempted assassins, as was the case with Brett Kavanaugh.
You couldn't be more right, Addison. Good to be with you. Ironically, we're supposed to be protecting Supreme Court justices anyway, because the federal statute says that you cannot go out and demonstrate and try to influence any Supreme Court justice in any form or fashion. So the authorities and the Democratic Party have been ignoring this thing, and they shouldn't be. But like everything else that they do, they simply pick and choose the laws they want to enforce and ignore the ones that they don't want to enforce. And nothing could be more obvious than that when we look at the border, for instance. There you have it. I took a month to get this to the floor, and it's just disgusting to see what these people, not only the Kavanaughs, but their neighbors, they couldn't even put their children to sleep at night because of the raucous crowds, the yelling, the screaming, and the bedlam that was going on in a neighborhood like this. And these people should have been arrested. They should have been escorted off, and anybody that didn't cooperate should have been arrested.
Yeah, but they had Democrats like Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden and the White House press secretary and more cheering them on, saying, we encourage it. That was actual verbiage used in the White House. We encourage those, what they called peaceful protests, but when push comes to shove, they were illegal, unlawful protests, unlawful gatherings. And
at the same time, Addison, we're looking at this farce called the January 6th Commission, where they're still trying to pin the January 6th riot on President Donald Trump, who had so much less inflammatory. In fact, he didn't have any inflammatory language in his speech, asking people to peacefully go down and protest. And then you compare that to Maxine Waters and to Chuck Schumer and others that have absolutely, I think, encouraged violence and illegal behavior.
Yeah, you had Maxine Waters saying, get in their faces and let them know that they're not welcome here. That's just one example. And with the SCOTUS protests, you had Chuck Schumer saying to Brett Kavanaugh, a whirlwind is coming. You're going to pay the price for this. They get off scot-free, but President Trump encourages a peaceful protest on January 6th, and all of a sudden he incentivized riots and violence. And by the way, I don't want to hear anything about riots and violence from the people who bailed out violent rioters who wreaked havoc on every major city in America for 6 months, billions of dollars of property damage, countless federal government buildings set on fire, vandalized, torn to shreds, several people murdered, several people lost their lives during BLM Summer of Love in 2020. So these are the last people who have the right to talk about violence and riots and condemning violence and condemning rioting. You guys are the pro-violence, pro-rioting party.
Well, they absolutely are, and the hypocrisy is just over the top. Unbelievable hypocrisy there.